Raymond. Energized. Attorney Raymond Colon. Evidence. Suppress evidence. Impeach evidence. U.S. DOJ, Gutwillig, Tarlow, Judge Kevin Castile, John Hernandez. Undermine it, couch it bad, show its defect, show it's tainted. I am an expert witness. I employ sophisticated, hardcore forensic techniques. I will show it for what it is. My specialty is suppressing evidence. We can and will suppress a lot of evidence. I'm talking discrete, individual pieces of evidence. It may be 100, 200, or 3,000. Digital evidence and/or tangible evidence. All the evidence against John Hernandez, together, we will connect it, impeach it, and/or otherwise suppress, dispense with all the evidence. I have a method. My method, I can suppress batches of evidence. Better yet, I can and will show blunder endemic to the entire body of evidence. Together, we can and will impeach the entire body of evidence. Eleanor Tarlow, a prosecutor, said she had not been aware of the problem before Tuesday, April 26, 2023. Eleanor Tarlow will be flabbergasted when she is appraised of how much defect is contained in her evidence. U.S. District Judge Kevin Castile, who oversees the case, instructed both sides to confer before he took any action. But he said that individual, whom he did not identify, later told a family member he needed approval from a judge in Honduras before continuing to speak with Colon. That certainly creates a problem for us in terms of putting on an effective defense, Colon said. Lawyer Raymond Colon. Ex-Honduran President John Hernandez is being held like a POW. Raymond, how about we bait the U.S. DOJ about their defective evidence? Forensic Zone has a bona fide exemplar of nary handwriting, and it is incongruent with scribbles in the infamous ledger books. Guaranteed, you will get U.S. DOJ attention and better treatment for John. The U.S. DOJ have no attestant and never bothered to authenticate nor corroborate the scribbles. Issue. Raymond. Attorney Colon. Good morning. I am Patrick Neville. I'm an expert witness. I suppress evidence. I impeach evidence. I am a court-qualified expert witness, Southern District. My specialty is suppressing evidence. I can help you defend, acquit John Hernandez. We can win this case. I am a retired New York City detective. I am a certified engineer. I bring to your table tools. Forensic tools, powerful, potent, helpful, customized to defend this case. Makes your job manageable, palatable, achievable. Guaranteed success. First tool, my 40-point forensic calibration intake database method. It's an Excel database. It ingests large amounts, all the evidence, all discovery, all exhibits. Second tool, ComStat for Hernandez, is an access database. The database, it's comprehensive, amalgamates and reconciles large amounts, all the evidence, all discovery, gossip, innuendo, speculation, etc. Everything about the case. Third tool, a handwriting exemplar of Neri Lopez Sanabria. Forensic Zone Incorporated has acquired a handwriting exemplar of the purported signatory Neri. See Forensic Zone Forensic Report. Envisage the histrionics, U.S. DOJ attorneys, when material evidence, incriminating scribbles in notebook evidence, the much ballyhooed is undermined by common sense detective work. See attached forensic report. Methodically, mechanically, like a machine, our database returns useful data, datum, talking points, statistics, charts, graphs, and percentages, all good to defend Hernandez. Yes, finally, a database for forensics, computer statistics for evidence, and everything a struggling defense attorney needs to defend your client. It's called ComStat for Hernandez. It's born from my real police experience with police-style ComStat adapted to forensics. Raymond, you get, from me, a critique, old school, forensic report, discrete every evidence. You get, from our database, New World Computer Statistics, all glitches, all missteps, all departure good practice. It's all the evidence, all discovery, it's global, entire body of evidence, it's critiqued, squeezed, for benefit of our database. Our database makes evidence a living, neural network, far-ranging, everything, all data, all defect. It helps us defend our client. You're getting charts, graphs, percentages, insinuation, consensus, corroboration, supporting our thesis, the evidence. It is not what it purports to be. Our database, in real time, elucidating the jury, the court, how catastrophically corrupt the evidence is. Best of all, CompStat for Hernandez delivers blunder. Blunder is when proponent's body of evidence process, technique, method is inexplicably and irredeemably flawed. Further, our database identifies, connects the players, the agents, partners, supervisors, the cops, the detectives and attorneys, including laboratory technicians, connection to batches of tainted evidence. You get charts and graphs linking and cataloging, all the perpetrators, all the enablers, all those accountable for a plethora of bad evidence. CompStat for Hernandez identifies malevolent blunder endemic to the entire body of evidence. Result is, their case stumbles, our client benefits. Raymond, we make their case implode. A plea offer is inevitable. We win, you win, John wins. Raymond, you will make a big name for yourself. You're gonna get great press coverage. You're gonna get new clients. The price for all this. The cost I'm charging you for all this, it's POP, P-O-P, pay one price. One price for all the evidence. You get a forensic report, discrete every specific evidence. You get an intake calibration database. You get a working CompStat style database. I'm charging you $10 flat per evidence. You got 3,500 plus discrete evidence. Its cost to you is $3,500 to dispense with the evidence headache. $3,500 to win the case. Case example 1. Our database, we detect, publish, obvious and discernible, catastrophic defect occurring in evidence number 1. Also, and conspicuously, we show, we connect, pattern, anomaly, same catastrophic defect occurring in evidence 1 and evidence number 3,500. Additionally, our database, we show, we connect, dozens, hundreds, other evidence, containing, similar, catastrophic sloppy defect, and ineptitudes occurring in evidence number 1 and, number 3,500 is occurring in many, additional evidence. This is textbook definition of blunder. We're going to show blunder on an institutional level. Do our database, evidence is painted with taint. Do our charts, graphs, our conclusions, statistics, large quantities of gut-willed discovery are now painted, connected with defect. Consequently, effectively, gut-willed body of evidence, previously incriminating Hernandez, now, it's working, to abet, Hernandez. In conjunction with our database, we, you, 1, have arrived at a good place. The body of evidence, our database has fused evidence all together. It's all codependent. It's all interconnected. It's a house of cards. Our Hernandez CompStat database has made the evidence a living, a neural, a network. It's an exhibit. It's an entity. Our database responds to our queries. It's working. It's helping, our defense. We show similar, common defect, endemic, across the board, shared by much US DOJ body of evidence. The evidence reformation, it's metaphysical, it's existential, it's a reversal of evidence fidelities, determinism, proclivity, and activism. It's a paradigm never anticipated by the prosecution. The evidence is now helping defend Hernandez. The evidence is now a drag for the prosecution. Congratulations, Attorney Raymond Colon. You have accomplished a good deed for your client. The US DOJ, at this juncture, probably would rather abandon swaths of its own smelly, catastrophically flawed evidence. The U.S. DOJ disdains embarrassment, impeachment, suppression, individually, collectively, every evidence, every witness they promote. Essentially, our database is outing the U.S. DOJ body of evidence for what it is. The evidence, we show it to be, it's sloppy, it's blunder, it's not reliable, it's obviously not authentic. It's evident, after viewing a published query from our Access database, the body of evidence is proven compromised. Queries, our database queries, demonstrably corroborating, mitigating, for Hernandez are now doing duty as defense exhibits. Our database, it is plain for the court to visualize, appreciate, our thesis, our rationale, for court to see, the evidence is riddled with catastrophic blunder and ripe for suppression. Our database, it's making digestible, much evidence, containing many common flaws. It's Manichaeism, it's topsy-turvy for US DOJ, it's best for us, good for Hernandez. The body of evidence once bad for Hernandez is now showing Hernandez as victim of overzealous prosecutorial misconduct. US DOJ wants to couch Hernandez with bad vibe. Now, it's the US DOJ, and their body of evidence the jury is seeing askance. Now, Gutwillig, he is mobilized, compelled to quarantine his attestants, his evidence cowboys, the hard-to-rehabilitate DEA agents, operating Rambo style, absent supervision in a distant land. Well documented and investigated by U.S. Senate, DEA agents have committed flagrant violations in Honduras, a distant subcontinent. It's questionable how much tainted DEA evidence can withstand scrutiny. Gutwillig, defending unscrupulous behaviors, bad evidence, in the light of a New York federal court is difficult. Consequently, and effectively evidence our side is relentless and methodically challenging, impeaching, evidence, and witnesses. Effectively, we have turned momentum of case. Now, favor of court leaning support our client. The jury's sensibilities now is not trusting prosecution evidence. Seeing is believing, our database is palpable, in your face proof the evidence is compromised. Obvious, the US DOJ did not seriously vet their own evidence. Consequently, we are approaching impeaching the entire US DOJ case. Large amounts of tainted discovery are shown to be connected, interdependent. Thus, one evidence fall they all fall, like a house of cards. Neville method works, it's sublime, guaranteed we win. I've used the method in previous cases, including Southern District. In Southern District, case of Cooper v. Upstairs, et al. Sidney H. Stein, U.S. District Judge, I won, our side won, utilizing a database strategy. Rewardingly, we begin winning from the very first witness. We win big when Gutwillig realizes, he knows, every evidence, every discovery, discrete and collective is vulnerable, and we, the defense, will challenge every evidence. Invariably, Gutwillig will negotiate a resolution rather than suffer humiliation every evidence, every witness. This is why Neville is an effective expert witness. Neville is a valuable, contributing member of defense team. A valuable expert witness is a consultant with a method, a plan that works to dispense with evidence. An added value, Neville is an expert witness, qualified to opine bogus investigative method, blundered evidence acquisition processes. Neville provides a keen insider view into a corrupt system. In a logical, common-sense fashion. Neville's real police experience, combined with forensic engineering skills, makes the defense awesome. Patrick is an exceptional, unique expert witness. Neville's time in NYPD, he worked Bronx and Manhattan homicide, including narcotics. He was investigator Organized Crime Control Bureau. He has real major case experience. He is a New York State private investigator. He takes crime scene photos, including photogrammetry. Forensic lab is situated in the Bronx. Neville is 63 years young. Neville forensic education, training, thrust, is laser-focused suppressing evidence. CV upon demand. I employ the forensic world's most sophisticated softwares, hardware, calibrations, and technique. Importantly, demonstrating to the proponent his own evidence is less than credible is Forensic Zone's best work product. Accomplishing this landmark. Oftentimes, an early resolution is the outcome. The evidence, is it good or bad in terms of federal rules? It'll show the court, forensically, electricity-wise, irrefutably, how, why the body of evidence is corrupt and not trustworthy. Is the body of evidence good or bad in terms of common sense? It'll show the taint, the departure from ethical, fair practice. You want to win. You want to impeach, incriminating evidence. Expert Neville is a member of A.S. Audio Engineering Society, Forensic Standards Committee. Attorney Colon talks bail for his client. You want a satisfactory resolution to the case you are defending. Comstaff for Hernandez shows patterns of blunder, ineptitude, embedded in the process, method, body of evidence. Forensic Zone's unique 40-point forensic calibration discovery intake method is comprehensive, germane, and awesome. It works. Also, Forensic Zone's Comstaff for Hernandez database is all facts, all evidence, all innuendo, makes monolithic and searchable, all datum, delivers charts, graphs, statistics useful to defense. It works. Guaranteed, why you'll be thankful you hired Neville to be your police expert witness. Neville possesses a unique skill set. Neville possesses a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. Neville is court-qualified police procedure expert witness. He is a highly qualified, schooled, and certified forensic engineer. Forensic Zone utilizes most sophisticated forensic analysis. Neville cogently opines and explains plain English to court how to understand how and why calibrations correlate to corrupt evidence. Typically, juries and the court are fascinated with Neville's elucidations. Neville is a federal court qualified expert witness. Neville is a New York City detective, retired. He is a seasoned major case investigative detective. Neville weaves sophisticated forensic technology and spotlights bad police procedure and impeachable evidence. Neville contributes to the defense exculpating exhibits. Exhibits favorable to defense. Exhibits regarding defect. Defect that was always extant but not seen. Once a defect in evidence is seen, it can never be unseen. With Neville on your team, you will profit, realize, acquitting reports, opinions, opining, charts, graphs. Incredibly, Forensic Zone is one-stop shopping to dispense with a mountain of evidence and win a criminal case. Neville is a threat to bad evidence, bad agents, exploitive attorneys, bad investigations, and flawed prosecutions. Neville method, my unique process is proven. Similar to a new car diagnostic, we get every important calibration, every metric, every nuanced defect regarding the evidence and the case. My method, it's a time saver, it's a money saver. Best of all, it's fun to win an otherwise unwinnable case. It's hope. You're in trouble because of evidence. Now the hope part. The evidence that got you in jail, now, that same evidence is in trouble. With hardcore forensics, we impeach evidence. With database, we impeach base of evidence. Hope. Hope arrives. You'll know, the defendant will know, the proponent will know, straight away, the forensic quality of the proponent's evidence at hand. Evidence that categorically problematic cannot be rehabilitated. This talk is for the defense team's benefit. This talk is for benefit of your client, Juan Hernandez. I feel good about this. I'm intrigued regarding the Hernandez case. I speculate, much of Hernandez evidence has no attached hash, is not original, is edited, is tampered with, is stale, corrupt, is compressed, reformatted, binary code is damaged, unattested, uncorroborated, is tainted with blunder. Note, binary code defect is not reparable. Additionally, evidence that is tangible, like guns and narcotics, requires a different skill set. Neville, a retired NYCPD detective, has real police experience, knowledge, and insight. Neville is an asset. Neville has built-in cachet, believability, being a retired New York City detective. Neville cited 3 times refusing bribe offer. 12 homicide arrests. Over 300 guns removed from street. Forensic Zone's 40-point intake calibration method will ingest every discovery, every evidence, every metric, every innuendo, every available minutiae the opposition hits us with. Comstat, it's like a machine that eats, ingests, discovery, and returns useful talking points. We capitalize every tidbit of data, info. The more evidence, the more ammo our database ingests, the more work product it returns, contributing for our robust defense. The more datum, the more facts, more statistics we get, the better it is for our database, and better to defend Hernandez. Previously, Detective Reynoso arrested Nery Lopez Sanabria. Purportedly, Nery Lopez Sanabria was in possession of ledger books, weapons, and currency. Honduran Detective Reynoso testifies, losing material ledger book evidence 13 days. This manifestation is outrageous. Nery Lopez Sanabria was housed Poza Jail, protective custody. Nery Lopez Sanabria changed his name so as to avoid violence. Nery Lopez Sanabria, the purported author, signatory, and attestant to the infamous, unauthenticated, and material scribbles in the contested ledger books, is interviewed in person, in Poza Jail, by U.S. DOJ Attorney Robert Fiedel in regard to testifying against Juan Hernandez. Subsequent and consequent to said interview, Nery was released from protective custody. Nery was summarily executed by fellow inmates. Subsequent to Nery execution, Fiedel did resign 23-year career with U.S. DOJ. Fiedel is in private practice. Fiedel had no comment to inquiries. Fiedel did intimate jail, was a repository of handwriting exemplars. Gutwillig, conspicuously, does not authenticate, nor corroborate bogus scribbles with handwriting analysis. I have a revelation for you. FYI. Forensic Zone has obtained a bona fide handwriting exemplar of Nery Lopez Sanabria from Honduran prison. Nery is the purported author, signatory, of the scribbles in the contested ledger books. Nery Lopez Sanabria exemplar is not a match to scribbles in the ledger books. Neville is a certified Microsoft Office specialist, including Excel and Access Database by Skidmore College. Microsoft certification is a required, arcane, esoteric, and admirable offensive skill. It is surgically precise and mandated when presenting datum, computer statistics in the courtroom. Neville's unique skill set matches parameters this case mandates. I believe this case is winnable for the defense. Also, due to my prodigious and comprehensive career, I am court qualified in a multi-array of specialties. Following his subjects, I am court qualified to opine. Incidentally, and importantly, essentially, all of the below specialties are components of the database. The Hernandez database will be an exhibit at trial. Implication is, we get full mileage, all the good, exculpatory evidence the database publishes at time it becomes an exhibit. Much before testimony our side is reaping benefit. My specialties listed below and are included categories, talking points in the database report serving, already an exhibit. Audio, video, digital media, discontinuity, international digital media hash and identification, voice analysis, voice elimination, photogrammetry, computer architecture, binary code, spectrograph, histogram, oscilloscope, electrical condition, electrical, ESD, electrostatic discontinuity, ESO 2020, small weapons, firearm, warrants, warrant application, warrant execution, and warrant return. Probable cause and police procedure, lineup, photo array, evidence, vouchering evidence, chain of custody of evidence, chain of command, evidence identification, evidence markings, hash code, blockchain, international, two-part authentication, fingerprints, switchblade, fax, copier, printing, binary code, metadata, ESD, ENF, edit, tamper, JPEG, BMP, formats, codecs, documents, prisons, inmates, handwriting. graphic image, photograph, Microsoft Office certified, including Excel and Access, ETL. All of the above are categories, modules, of database, addressing every evidence, and constitutes a sky-high wall of obstacle for Gutwillig. I am a sitting, contributing member AES, Audio Engineering Society, Forensic Standards Group. I can help your case. I can help sharpen your examination of a witness. I'm confident about my subject matter. My facts are scientific, repeatable, are corroborated with white papers. Adversaries' engineers will agree with my process, or I will demonstrate in court and prove my point. My second big reveal. For your benefit, your delight, your edification, I have already prepared a faux version of CompStat for Hernandez. It is available for your viewing. If we plug in the actual Hernandez evidence, it will be viable and ready for duty. CompStat for Hernandez is a living entity. It works best when experienced in person. Raymond, let's meet, see in person what's good for you. We can make it work good. Probably you'll get a continuation to allow me time to get up to speed. I look forward to meeting you and discussing the possibilities. Case Scenario 1. In real time, you're examining a witness. He is grizzled DEA agent Hardcase regarding an audio evidence file incriminating John Hernandez. Hardcase's evidence, it has been determined by me after examination that it contains patterns of discontinuity, redacted important mitigating dialogue, no hash, and no chain of custody of evidence and no attestant to the original. Additionally, the metadata indicate audio editing software. Note, these particular irregularities are ubiquitous and typically undetected due to fact they are not obvious to the pedestrian. Hardcase and prosecutors exploit evidence with hidden defects. A proficient professional expert witness is required to make these hidden irregularities obvious and discernible to the court. Very often government agents and proponent lawyer for defective evidence will be blithely ignorant of defects contained in evidence they are publishing, promoting so as to advance their agenda. Further, Hardcase testifies the glitch, that would be catastrophic, it is benign. Not intentional. And not ill-intended, Hardcase assures you he never intended to bias the case against Hernandez. Hardcase file is regarded unreliable and is deemed not admissible. Hardcase minimizes and dismisses his onus as a one-off fluky happenstance, and overall, it is of no great importance. Get over it. Hardcase admonishes you, Attorney Raymond Colon. Hardcase spontaneous utterance to the court is Hernandez is obviously guilty anyway due to the large quantities, not quality, and besides the glitch, it never happened second time and will never happen again. Besides, there is a lot of other evidence against Hernandez. Meantime, I'm your expert witness, I'm vigilant, responsive, I'm your fact-checking, statistic generating, chart and graph printing, dynamic expert witness. I'm posted nearby examination, your prolific consultable case statistician.